Kanpai.
Kanpai. I can't see any. Where's the volume
shoot,
slider
you can't
thing?
see. Oh no. I knew I did something wrong.
Kanpai! Keep going. Go with it.
And Loz couldn't even see the beer or anything. I don't think.
I can't see anything. That's a beer.
Yeah.
It was.
Let me.
Wow.
Let me do it again.
Gone now.
So
I'll have to wait till next week.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I can't get rid of it now without drinking it. So no. Oh, there we go. Oh goodness! A perfect start to my intro this week. Hi, welcome to Kanpai Cast number 41. We're almost the perfect number. We're almost 42. And this is what are we doing this week? We're doing indie. We're doing AAA versus indie. I am joined by Xeno and Loz. Hello, Xeno and Loz. How are you guys doing?
We are just
I'm
one
alright.
entity, just fused through space and time,
Yeah.
of course.
Yes.
Xeno and Loz.
Xeno and Loz.
Yep,
There's a single entity.
Yeah,
you know.
and Loz.
Wait, do we have an ampersand? I like an ampersand. I don't want the word
Ooh.
and. That's
Ooh.
lazy. I want an ampersand.
Okay. All right. You want the fancy one?
Fancy.
Yeah.
You remember? This is completely off topic. You remember in schools and you do an and, it would just be like a plus sign with a diagonal line on the bottom or on the side.
No.
You never did those?
No.
Okay.
No.
We never.
Did
a
you,
lot of
Loz?
times-
No.
Oh, weird.
No.
Okay. Must be an American thing.
Evidently.
Sorry. Anyway, let's. Loz is just disgusted. Let's do a little housekeeping. Just to remind everyone, we do have timestamps and chapters in the navigation below. If you would like to skip to the part of the episode that you're most interested in, or if you want to skip spoilers, because there are some spoilers sometimes. I don't think we're gonna have any today, though.
I'd be surprised if we did.
I don't think we have any other housekeeping besides that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So on to the
Yeah.
news. We've got the 1997 OVA adaptation of Darkstalkers has received a Blu-ray version, so you can see all of that amazing late 90s animation in crisp, clean detail.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever actually watched the original, but I remember hearing a lot of people who liked it.
Okay.
If you like fighting games and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, get ready because this... I feel like I'm an advertiser. Get ready because this September, Bandai Namco is releasing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R across all platforms. It's an updated version of the fighting game. I guess that's what makes it R, is that it's updated. With at least 4 new characters, including Ario Speedwagon and Diego Brando, who can only assume is related to Dio somehow.
Yeah, it must be.
I believe they said he's from Cannonball Run.
Oh, yeah, I do know that later on in JoJo, they do a time reset sort of thing to have like a whole... So it's set back in the same time frames as current parts of JoJo, but a different, like, whole new lineage of JoJo's.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Apple Studios is releasing a new live-action series of Speed Racer with J.J. Abrams as executive producer. It's currently being reported that Hiram Martinez, I think that's Hiram, who did Snowpiercer and Get Shorty, will be the showrunner, and he'll also be co-writing with Ron Fitzgerald, who did Westworld. There are currently no other details. It sounds horrible. I cannot wait to see this disaster.
I feel we should strike this off the record only because it's not anime, it's live action.
Yeah, but it's a live-action
It is.
adaptation of anime.
Yeah.
And we have talked about those before and how terrible they are. So
It definitely is linked in. It needs to be. It's definitely applicable.
we need to keep people abreast of the horrors that are out there.
Yeah.
But I assume that was Snowpiercer the movie.
I think so. Yeah.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
The series is actually pretty good,
I've
right?
never actually watched it.
It's pretty good. I mean, the problem is the infrequency in which we get it. I think there was like 2 years between seasons 2 and 3, and I can't remember what the fuck happened. And in all honesty, I can't stand Westworld.
I liked the first season,
bored.
And I could not stand the rest of it. It just
I
went
couldn't
downhill
finish
so
the
fast.
first season. I was so bored.
That's understandable.
Anyway, yep.
And finally, for some good news, to follow up
Best
that
news.
Best news. Konosuba Season 3 has officially been announced after a 5-year hiatus for the show. Not the... Obviously, they've had the movies, but for the show.
Yeah.
Movie. Sorry, yes, movie. No word on a release date, though, unfortunately. So...
I imagine it'll be like a couple of years, but there was something else. I did hear that there was also a spin-off series as well. That could be just rumor, but it's supposed to be Megaman's getting her own spin-off series.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is the manga still going on that?
No, that finished ages and ages ago. As far as I understand it, the last time we reported this, I swear we reported this. The author was writing new stuff for a season 3, so maybe this is just new content for season 3, or what? But I thought this was already officially announced, so I find it very weird that it's been officially announced again.
It was at some Kadokawa event, I believe.
Wikipedia says the manga is 2014 to present, so we didn't assume that it's still going on.
Oh, fair enough then.
I think it's like 15 volumes now. I'm not sure.
Yep, bang on. Well done, Nasuth.
Wow. Hey.
There's also the whole Hunter x Hunter thing has also been.
Oh yeah, Hunter x Hunter is coming back. I think it's just the manga.
It's not the Yeah, so basically the writers or the author, illustrator, the mangaka is just coming back going like, I will continue this amazing series. I've never watched it. I've never read it.
Me either.
But everyone says it's amazing. So anyhow,
I've actually got a meme about that later. So stay tuned for that.
Oh shit.
Do we need to check and make sure we don't overlap?
No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll work it out. We'll work it out when it happens.
Right. Shall we get into the topic?
Let's get into the topic. Cool. Right,
just
so...
dynamic shot of My Hero Academia as the first one.
Yeah.
Really.
So...
I need to make Nasuth watch that still.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So, do we though? But the whole point of this episode is supposed to be the whole AAA versus indie, kind of the rest of the world influencing the production of anime and all sorts of stuff like this.
Right, so, seeing as I have no idea what any of this means, we'll start by me asking questions and you will explain, so I'll help you audience. So, what does AAA mean, and what's indie mean?
AAA is sort of like independent at... Wait, what the fuck did I just say? AAA is the big names of shows. Why is it acting
I don't
weird?
know.
I blame Nasuth.
It's, yeah.
Right. AAA is, right? It's when you have frick, how...
It's like, oh gosh. Imagine a restaurant.
All the money goes into production. The money goes into production, right? It gets all the money. It's a Titanic.
Disney would be AAA, to put it in American terms.
It's big. It's got lots.
I love that instead of giving definitions, we're now just giving examples. So what I think you're trying to say is AAA versions of a item, because we'll have two things: there's the AAA or the independent version, and the AAA ones are the ones which are backed by big money, big money. And I think there's something about you were going to say about
producers. Producing companies. So the big thing. So producing companies are companies like Kadokawa, right? Yeah. Or Aniplex. You'll see these titles appear at the start of some shows. That is one of them.
Funimation,
or you have, Funimation is the licensing company, which is distributing the stuff.
Distribution, okay.
So it's interesting because Netflix straddles both the distributors and producers. So
Disney's doing that too. Yeah.
We also have other companies like Warner Brothers Japan, Square Enix. So some of these names that not only exist in what's the name of the damn thing? They don't only just exist in games and stuff like that, but they also exist, or movies, but they also exist in anime as well. So that's the whole idea of the producers. They front the money for the studios to produce the show, and then the profits go to the producers, while the people working at the studios just have like a comfortable life to live. At least that's the aim.
That's the idea.
Yep.
So
Whereas
what's an
independent
or indie for short, or
so indie or independent, different people have different perspectives on this, but the whole point of independent is that the company, the studio, produces the show without any financial assistance from a producer. So you'll know some of these titles. So we'll have Kyoto Animation, we'll have White Fox, Studio Trigger. Who else do we have on this list? Madhouse, Mappa.
Hang on. So a independent anime could be from a big studio that has a lot of money in the studio. But what you're saying is there's not some other business thing, money box. That's whole point is just to be a money box for giving out the money.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's like they'll do an anime for a big production company, so they can do another anime that they really want to do with that money that they
by
make
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this isn't. So most people would say indie and independent. They would consider that like being the.
A lot of people think it's like really fringe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so you're saying it's a bit different. I mean, that's how especially it works for video games. You know, you got your AAAs, your EAs, your big money, big company, hundreds of people working all day long to fail at making games. And then you've got your independents where there's like, it can be down as like 2 to 5, even one person, and then they just release a game by themselves or a small group. And that's indie. But what you're saying is indie anime could have a large studio behind. It is a large studio making anime, but it's just there's not any political thing with a company just backing them with money, with the big bucks.
There's not just that, but if you want to look at the video game side of things, you also have large scale studios. Like Warframe is produced as an indie game. There's no producer behind it whatsoever. But then you have also small scale studios that do have producers behind them, studios that are like often picked on by these other studios. I'm a little worried about the whole background doing weird stuff.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Anyway, so
Kanpai Cast wouldn't be Kanpai Cast if one of the incredibly complicated setup things didn't
break. Yeah.
I mean, we've had that working for anyway.
For no reason.
Independent.
Right. Okay.
So that's the whole gist of it, and we're looking at how some productions done by like AAA companies will, they will do what they can to adhere to the wants and the desires of the audience, and then there are some that will go out of their way to appease a wider market. So there was an incident, I've referenced this a number of times now, the whole president of Kodokawa turning around saying, let's make our productions less risky, and as a result we can then start selling them on Apple, the Apple Store.
Oh yeah.
Wow. There's no need to be coy with terms anymore after last week's bloody episode. So when you mean less risky, you don't like risky. To me could be like, hey, it's this fringe anime that nobody watches. Let's release this because it could be really cool. What you're saying is censoring the content to be less risky.
Yeah, I mean it could be adult themed, or it could just be bloody and violent.
Bloody, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's trying to appeal to a wider market, and America very much has this desire to just produce stuff that is, we classify it as 12A in the UK. I'm not quite sure what America classifies.
Yeah, probably PG-13.
Yes, yeah, that does sound correct. So basically, it's accessible to all audiences, and so that's when this president of Kodokawa said, I want to do this. I want to make our manga distributions as well as our anime distributions more accessible to an American audience on the Apple Store, and as a result there was a lot of backlash. the rest of the board and shareholders did not like this, and he went back on that and even took a penalty, a pay cut for a short bit.
Jeez.
Because it's like, no, can't do that. Slap on the wrist.
No, I thought it was enforced on him. He didn't just take it. You made it sound like he volunteered that. It was forced on him.
I thought he had volunteered it.
I don't think so. I think it was forced on him by the company. I cannot confirm that either way, but I don't think he chose to do it. It was, it's not like, oh yeah, I've realized my mistake, I'll take a pay cut. My understanding was like, no, you wrong. You're going to destroy the company and all of, our section of anime doing it. Now, I just want to point out, it's really stupid. So for this whole concept of trying something is really popular, we need to try and alter that thing that is popular to try and make more people watch it.
Yeah, make it more. Take away its personality to make it more mainstream, so that more people will watch it. Yep, essentially.
Which is so insanely stupid. But then can anyone tell me when this has ever worked?
Yeah, well,
what is there a historic precedent? And anyone in the comments, please, if you know this isn't, and just even beyond anime, because I'm going to give quite a few examples of why this is stupid from just movies in a sec, especially from the 80s. But can anyone tell me an example where getting a show, then basically gutting the show and taking away all the edgy elements to then try and plaster it to everyone in a new form has ever worked?
The new Star Wars
movies. I cannot
movies.
even think of anything.
I mean, so...
What?
The new Star Wars movies, as much as we hate them, there was quite a large audience that loved them.
They have destroyed the franchise.
Like the third of the new trilogy bombed massively.
You have to remember
the second one was so bad.
That even though each individual film made a decent amount of money box office revenue, first of all, not all of that money goes to Disney. Secondly, Disney bought Star Wars for so many billion.
Yeah.
The thing is, you have to, for all the income that the sequel trilogy made, it has to actually go against. If Disney didn't buy Star Wars and just sat that several billion in the bank, how much would that have got?
Yeah, that's true.
And people don't seem to realize that. It's just because they're like, oh yeah, The Force Awakens made 2 billion. Okay, now what's the next one make? 1.6. The next one make like 1 billion, right? How much revenue would having 6 billion in the bank have made by that point? Probably a fair amount. So it's a tricky thing, and on top of the fact that you've paid that 6 billion, so you have to make back the 6 billion and then the interest on the 6 billion that just from not doing anything that money. So so Star Wars, no, and it's actually destroyed the brand. And when was the last time you saw anything to do with the sequel trilogy being released? Hell, we just watched Star Wars. What was it last year? We had the Star Wars Visions on here that we reviewed.
Yeah,
I don't think any of that was set in the sequel trilogy or after it or around it, was it?
No, it was entirely do what you want.
Yeah,
I think that's actually got a second season coming.
That's interesting. I am actually thinking about it. I'm actually I'd love to revisit those just quickly at one point, because I think some of them I would have mellowed on by now, because I appreciate them more because they're not on Tatooine.
Oh goodness.
But anyway, so I wanted to bring out some points actually of why this is so stupid. Because
well, can I? No. You asked the question and I wanted to answer it.
Oh, okay. You've got one.
So I question, does One Piece count? Because if they didn't gut it, it probably wouldn't have come out in America.
I guess they did the same thing to Dragon Ball Z too. To some extent.
Yeah, they did it worse too. We're talking about 4Kids here, and 4Kids do Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, which they didn't have to change much for.
Cardcaptor, Sakura.
Yeah. One Piece, Yeah. And
should we?
I think at the time that they did help those shows come out, but I think long term nobody watches those versions anymore. In fact, they're memed to hell and back.
Yeah.
So I think, for the time, in that setting, it was good. But I think long term, no, I don't think it really helped.
I mean, I don't know if you're aware of this, but maybe it was like quite evident that it was going to happen regardless. But 4Kids did fizzle out. It turned out it died. I think it was like back in the late 2000s.
Obviously, I was going to say what makes these things more popular. Obviously, like the Yu-Gi-Oh TV show is the again. I know we did a bridging before. Little Kribo's Eugenio series. In that, you actually have the rise and fall of 4Kids as jokes in the show.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's like, at least we still own Pokemon, sir. We lost the Pokemon. What? Yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to continue with the points?
Right, so my examples I was going to give, which hopefully might actually fit more into as an example of leaving these things, and maybe even One Piece, if it was like this show that, we couldn't bring it to US audiences, we'd only have added to its mystique. The example I want to give you is if you just get most of the 18 movies from America in the 80s were so popular with kids. RoboCop. Predator.
Oh, yeah.
Aliens,
oh, God, yeah.
Toxic Crusaders, which is a B-movie level thing, but still, it had its own cartoon shows. Why? Because it was mysterious. It was amazing. Oh, what was going on? Obviously, you couldn't show the movies to kids, but then because it was cool, they made a TV show that was gutting it, which I suppose you could say use as an example. But let's be fair. Nobody remembers the TV show of Toxic Crusaders or RoboCop or whatever. That they has to maintain.
Was there a TV series of Robo? Oh no, sorry,
yes,
are you talking about the live action?
No, there was an animated TV series.
There was a live action TV series.
Yeah, I remember the live action TV series. I don't remember the cartoon at all.
You're lucky. Okay. You're lucky.
Yeah, these things never do as well.
Well, you say that, but what about Ghostbusters? Ghostbusters did really well.
Okay, I'll give you Ghostbusters.
Up until Slimer took over. Once Slimer took over, it went downhill.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so they get at best they get a mediocre success before they just keep going down that rabbit hole until it becomes bland nothing.
Yep.
That's this is a popular thing. Make the popular thing everything. Right, no one likes this anymore. Yeah, but there was kids' toys. Everyone loved RoboCop, and then look what happened when they tried to redo RoboCop as a 12A film in the 2000s. That's not what kids cared about. They cared about the edginess at the time. It was like, there's access to violence. Ooh, it's scary and unique. And
it was because it was counterculture, right? It was very counterculture. Yeah.
So that's why I want to point out that trying to make these things mainstream doesn't really help. It wasn't that it's a chicken and egg thing. You can't just make the thing into a blander version and expect it to do well. At best, it'll only just feed off a minute of the original thing, and it's just a gateway into the original thing for most people.
But then you've also got stuff like sitcoms that are just super bland, and everyone seems to gobble them up for some reason. Look at the Big Bang Theory.
I don't think that's
Big Bang fucking Theory.
Yep.
I don't think that's fair, because who's the target audience? Who's the target? Tell me the target demographic that appeals to both sitcom viewers and anime viewers, right?
Slice of life viewers.
There's fuck you so much, right? I mean, I'm trying now to envision a live action version of Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and it's not going well. But I'm not saying that there is no intersection between the two subsets. However, I do feel that that intersection is going to be very small, right? People enjoy anime because it is so wild and diverse, whereas people enjoy sitcoms because it's so grounded in normality.
Yeah.
Although Big Bang
for the
Theory,
most part.
Yeah. I wish I had an apartment that big.
We've said about that. I mean, this point here says selling to foreign markets to change the source material. Oh, look, we've got Tekken Blade on screen. Look at that.
That was one that got heavily changed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't go out of my way to find at this day and age, the neutered version. I'd go find the original.
The original, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, also it had an actual ending.
Yeah. But the
American version, the neutered version, they took off, I think it was 8 or 10 episodes because they couldn't financially afford the voice actors for the whole thing. So there's a huge chunk that's just missing from the American version, and it just goes straight to the end. So the challenges that Blade has to get into space and things like this, just completely gone.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the next point, which is, are indie titles allowed to be more creative?
I think to a certain extent, yes, because they don't have that production pressure, pressure from the producers.
No, you go on.
But at the same time, they also don't necessarily have the funding to do some of like the crazy animating that they might want to do, otherwise. Because when animation is expensive, animation is really expensive and time consuming. And if you're trying to do it on a budget, especially if you're a smaller indie company, you're gonna have to make certain sacrifices, right?
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree with this. Loz, do you have any points?
No.
So I do find that there's one show I really, really want to pick up on this. There we go. So it's Trapped in a Dating Sim. So, I don't know. I don't think this one has any producer backing. Which is Trapped in a Dating Sim, The World of Otome Games is Tough for Mobs.
Oh, that's this season, isn't it?
Yes, I'm just having a quick look to see if it does have... Hey, look, this is Kodakawa.
Kodakawa, it's not surprising.
No, let me just check. That is off. I don't think it is. I can't easily see any branding on it. So, there's a show like that where there is quite heavily rough animation throughout the whole production, right? Because it's Studio NG, which I just don't think that they have the team for it. Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's just a case of like, they could only afford so much of the team resources to make it. So it's quite rough in terms of animation, yet it's still quite fun as a show to watch. So while you, with the having a producer behind you, can actually make some of these shows pop because you're able to put more effort into it, it doesn't detract from it. But I will say I feel it's more outside of the Japan producers that have too much negative influence into the production of a show.
Sort of like there's the very recent example of, was it Kobayashi, where they had to change some of the dresses?
No, that was because it wasn't Japan that actually changed that. It was the licensing studio in China that changed that.
Okay. All right. So that wasn't studio pressure or anything.
No, I'm talking more about Netflix will come along, they'll turn to Studio Mappa and say, we want you to make this crazy, edgy thing we think is going to appeal to the mainstream American market and stuff like this. And it doesn't, and it's a huge flop. But the studio did it anyway because money.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So there's been a number of these. But again, sometimes America does it, and it's a huge hit. Look at Castlevania. Netflix has done it with Castlevania, and Castlevania was a massive hit. I don't know how much how much it was liked in Japan, but, it worked in the West.
That is actually one of the, to loop back kind of to the initial point, that's one of the benefits of AAA backing, is that some of these things that wouldn't get made, even if they're not necessarily the original vision, at least they're still made. They're still getting made. They're still getting out there.
But is that necessarily a good thing? Right? I mean, there's shows that I wish from the West that just, please never. It hadn't been made. Yeah, I cannot really think of anime that actually this is, I think this is a really good talking point. The fact that in the West they love to reuse intellectual property and ruin it than, like in Japan, they'll find something new, right? When was the last time Japan went and remade, let's say Gurren Lagann into a Teen Titans Go equivalent? Let's take Berserk and gender bend everyone and race swap everyone, and they don't do that. They just don't. They'll cut. They will choose a new intellectual property before they'll even consider that.
I mean, there are a few. Right? There are a few remakes out there. They did remake Berserk for the Golden Age, but that was pretty much a faithful reiteration of the first series.
But that's it, isn't it? Though it's pretty much just a faithful reincarnation.
We just want to make it look better. Yeah.
They did the same with the Guyver. So there was the original Guyver that was made in 89 and 91, right? And they actually modified the plot of the original OVA series away from what the manga was doing. And in the end, they ended up shooting themselves in the foot because, they just couldn't continue it. But when they did the 2005 version, which actually had financial backing from the West, it was done. It was paid for by ADV. They the faithfulness to the source material was closer in the 2005 version than it was in the 89-91 version. But I mean, they didn't have the urge to just radically change it. Guyver 1 now has a pink armor instead of the turquoise color.
He's got deep personal problems in his past that he doesn't want to deal with anymore.
Yeah,
he's too old.
He's an orphan.
Yeah, Disney princess syndrome.
Yep.
Yeah, but it happens so heavily in the West. The crime, the fucking crime of a series that I will always complain about is Thundercats Raw. Fucking hell. Have either of you two watched that?
Yep. We watched it together.
Did we?
Yeah.
The trauma.
No, wait, no. I watched it, then I made you watch it. Then, yeah.
The trauma.
I saw that one clip of old Lion-O showing up, and I was like, no, I'm never watching this. I'm never ever watching this. I can't.
I watched one episode. I just couldn't. What's up, Loz?
How many episodes? Oh god, they made more.
Of what?
Oh, no.
Raw.
I thought there was only like 4 episodes.
Oh no, it was like a full season, I think.
Yeah, I think it was just one season, then it was cancelled.
How many do you think's a full season?
Either 12 or 26.
I would say 26 because... unless they did a year-long one. It would be either 12... No, I think it would be 26 or 52, because remember, these are half episodes.
52.
52.
Yeah, 52. So they did a year-long...
I thought they released like 5 and that's all they'd made, and then they didn't make any more.
Oh, Loz.
God,
oh,
really?
Poor Loz.
But when was it cancelled?
Well, they finished the 52.
Yeah, so then it got cancelled, yeah?
Yeah, being cancelled off just one season.
Yeah, because it was awful. I'm surprised it wasn't cancelled after one episode.
It was widely panned by both critics and fans of the original series.
Yep. And the
We're
new
watch
series.
That now.
No, we're not!
We have to watch all that now.
No!
Nope.
Anyway. Should we, So I think that if you're a producer in the West, there's probably more to be worried about. It's like one of the biggest concerns, though. No, one thing that I really hate is the misdirection of distributor and producer.
Yeah. I mean, you saw me fall for that just earlier today, earlier in this podcast when I said Funimation, and that's a distributor and not a producer.
That's the worst offender, right, for distributor/producer is Netflix.
Yeah,
right. It's Netflix.
Yeah, but that's because they actually do both.
They do both, but the fact is, they claim that Komi can't communicate. is a Netflix original series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, fuck you, it is. It was being made by the studio before you got involved.
I think they did that to Squid Game, too.
I wouldn't be surprised. They do it to a lot of things, but it gives this false sense of worth to Netflix. And like the majority of the Netflix actually produced shows are nowhere near as good as, you know, and a lot of them have been cancelled. Yes, we've got amazing stuff like Agretzko and oh god, I have a list here somewhere. You know, Agretzko, Castlevania,
I was gonna say,
yeah, shows like that have been like really well thing. But like again, you know, they lay claims like, oh look, Castlevania. They lay claim to that. Oh yeah, they produced Parasite. No, they fucking didn't.
Yep. Oh,
Parasite was made before. I think we lost Nasuth. Pause.
And we're back.
This is what happens when you have 2 pints at the start of a show and then, you know, don't take it in moderation.
I got swept away in a synthwave nightmare. Yeah.
Clearly. So, yeah. Okay, so what other points have we got?
Well, I was going to say we're being censored by the anime producing companies.
Not quite. Not quite. We're not there yet.
Yeah, we were talking about Netflix and how they straddle that line and kind of lie.
It's not just that, but it's also the fact that some of the quality of the stuff that they make is great, but some of it is just like so mid.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
I think I want to say Eden Zero was one of theirs, and I liked Eden Zero. Oh, was it not? Okay.
Nope.
Wow.
See, that's the problem.
Again,
they make out that it's theirs, but it just isn't theirs.
Yep.
You know, Netflix have licensed it, they're distributing it, but it's not theirs. So
it's like NBC getting a hold of Doctor Who for some reason. And because they're the only one distributing it in America, they're like, this is an NBC original show. No, you just licensed it for America.
I mean, years ago, it would be fine to say that because there would be literally no other way for you to gain access to this show in that region. But in this day and age, no. Just no.
Yeah. So we have things like Cannon Busters, which was...
Gunbuster?
No, Cannon Busters.
Jiebuster?
No. Which was not well received. What else?
Really? I kind of enjoyed it. It was alright.
I was bored out my skull. Baki was also not been massively well received.
I haven't watched that one.
Ajin, I also hear hasn't been well received.
I liked Ajin, but yeah, a lot of people didn't.
I liked Aiko, but again, a lot of people didn't particularly like it. So these are all different like shows that they've done. I hear that the Godzilla movies, the 3D ones that they made, again, no one liked those whatsoever. But
the thing is, though, nobody likes anything you make for Godzilla anymore because everyone's just like, but it's not
Godzilla Singular Point.
Was that well received?
I can't comment because there isn't a number here, but I really liked it.
Yeah, well, I was
the
like,
exception of
Shin Godzilla. Like, it's not like real
no,
Godzilla.
you're right. The majority of Godzilla fans did not like Singular Point. They really don't.
I don't like anything anymore.
They really don't. Yep.
They should go and make. Should make a Godzilla show with the same production of the original.
Yeah.
You happy now?
Get old quality film.
Oh my god, I can see the zippers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm sure it wouldn't cost much either. I mean, probably trying to renting old cameras would be the most expensive thing on that list.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Right. So the next thing. Can indie titles be overhyped?
I think this goes for both indie titles and AAA, but yeah. I mean, I know there are things like Sundance for anime. I know I've talked about it a few times in the news. I just can't remember any off the top of my head.
Sundance?
Yeah, you know, Sundance is like a big indie film festival.
Okay.
Have you never heard of Sundance Film Festival?
I probably have.
I guess it could be more of an American thing. I mean, it is over here.
No, I probably genuinely have. It's just, you know.
But yeah, so I mean, you can get a lot of hype in regard to those because people go there and they're like, "Oh, it was so amazing! It's so artsy," and then you end up watching it. And it's kind of like, okay, that's sure it's artistic, but it's kind of boring, you know.
Isn't that like the Academy Awards?
No,
I mean that's how it's been described to me before.
What you mean Sundance? You talking about is Sundance like the
No.
Is the hype to reality ratio the same?
Oh,
like this thing won Best Picture, and then you go and watch it, and you're like, okay, yeah, but why?
It's boring as hell. Okay. Anyway. Can indie and AAA titles be overhyped? I honestly think it's down to the marketing more than anything else. Right? I think the fault lies with the distributor / producer, right? More the distributor than anything else. And there's the infamous tales of the records of Ragnarok, which do you guys know what happened with that?
No, I never even watched it.
So don't watch it. But effectively, Records of Ragnarok is supposed to be this tale of how the best of humanity fight the best of the gods, because the gods have decided, it's time for humanity to be wiped off the earth. They suck so much. Let's just get rid of them.
Time, mate. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's time to initiate Ragnarok. But and these are gods across all cultures, right? So you see like Thor, you see
Zeus,
not Thor. Actually, yeah, I think you do see Zeus. But the whole point is that basically, I think a Valkyrie turns around and says, "Well, why don't you fight the humans, best of the humans versus best of the gods?" And thus, the gods are like, "Yeah, we could kick their ass." I don't know why they fucking go for it, but they do. And it is slow and boring as hell, right? And it all boils down to the fact that it was overhyped, it was oversold by the distributor, who was Netflix, who ended up hiring a bunch of AniTubers to come to a set. Yeah. So YouTubers that specialize in anime. Yeah. So they came. Yeah. Kinda. But
only a bit more
popular.
Not
cool. Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, so they hired a bunch of AniTubers. They went to this film set. They watched 6 minutes of footage. And the AniTubers was like really hyped and everything, and then they used that as marketing material to promote the show. Except for what wasn't told to the AniTubers was that 6 minutes was collectively pulled together across multiple episodes, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just straight 6 minutes. So there's so much just stood around, no animation, no nothing. And it is bland as hell. I think I watched one episode and I was bored out of my skull. And I couldn't understand what had happened. But then some AniTubers went on record and actually revealed what had actually happened. Because they were getting a lot of flack. Like, you said that this was good. You said this was amazing. So on and so forth.
It's terrible.
Like, yeah. What we were shown was not this. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the AAA industry has a big. I mean, that's what they thrive on, right? Is hype. They gotta ramp up the hype machine, and sometimes it just goes out of control, and you actually watch the thing, and it's just like, why? What?
It's different people doing different jobs, and some part of them are the advertising company part of it or section. They've got to try and advertise the product, and they're like, right, we'll do this, and they did their job right. The people who advertised it did a good job.
Yeah.
It's just that the people actually producing the show did a poor job.
Yeah. So, what can you really do about it?
trying to think of a really. I'm trying to think of a really good example from like this season, and I can't really come up with one.
Whoa! Of something that's been overhyped.
Yeah.
Oh, I can instantly give you one. Shikimori's not just a cutie. Right?
Good point. Yeah.
Dear fucking God, everyone. I'm trying to find the anime character in this background.
Now, before you explain that one, is that one counting as AAA or indie? Indie. Which one's that counting?
I don't know who.
Maybe you should look it up.
Probably Katakawa.
No, it might be an independent. Let me have a quick look. Let's see if it's got Katakawa at the beginning of the episodes. Someone talk.
I was actually just gonna go looking for the missing 8, because that one screams independent to me.
The missing 8. Yeah. What is this?
So it is. That can't be it. It's a series of shorts so far that are like 15 to 20 minutes, and it's like very sci-fi, very future sci-fi. It's about like these androids that all have these strange abilities, and it's connected to the power of 8, which isn't fully explained yet. The problem is that they're only coming out like once every couple months.
Okay.
So it's really kind of a little annoying, but I mean it's all right. I just wish it was coming out a little faster, but it's got that very independent feel because the animation isn't fully fleshed out. Like they'll save the animation for some of the more important scenes, and then everything else is sort of like they don't really animate the mouths much when they're talking. They just open their mouth and talk. They'll jump from one position to another position when they're like standing around talking. But when there's like really important stuff, like when there's an action scene, they put more work into that, and that just screams independent to me. I can't imagine a AAA company doing that. But I also wouldn't say that wouldn't necessarily been overhyped, because I mean you didn't even know about it. I only know about it because I always look for the sci-fi stuff on when there's a new season out. That's my jam.
No, it looks like Shikimori's not just a cutie, is independently produced.
Okay.
So I've heard amazing things of the manga. It might just be a case of the anime can't keep up with the production of the manga, but it's like, don't get me wrong, Shikimori's not just a cutie is very, very well animated. It looks very, but the characters are bland and boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? I can't remember how many. I think I watched 3 episodes and I just instantly just went, no. Yeah, there was nothing to them. So, yeah. What are you looking for?
Yeah, it is the missing 8. I don't know why I can't find it anywhere. Oh well, doesn't matter.
Okay, random.
Yeah.
So, in terms of AAA stuff that's been... Again, like, Shikimori's not just a cutie. That was overhyped by AniTubers again. Like, they were the ones that were the pimping and things. But I can't think of really any...
Would you say something like Demon Slayer has been overhyped? I mean, even though it's really good, is it possible for something that's good to also be overhyped? Like, is it good enough to deserve the hype that it gets? Because everyone loves Demon Slayer. Everyone saw the movie. It's just one of those. It's like a cultural touchstone now.
I mean, can something be overhyped if it's that good? If it's that good, surely it warrants the
Deserves
hype.
the hype. Yeah.
Lives up to the hype.
Yeah, lives up to the hype. But if it's not, then it's just like, well, no, that was just disappointing. I mean, I would say the first Full Metal Alchemist and the first Hellsing did not live up to the hype.
Yeah.
I'd also say Tokyo Ghoul did not live up to the hype. And fucking...
Ghoul.
Huh?
Ghoul.
Ghoul?
Ghoul.
Okay. Sword Art Online definitely does not live up to the hype. But, yeah, if
What about Ghibli movies? I know how you feel about Ghibli movies.
more often than not, they don't live up to the hype.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember there was a lot of hype surrounding Tale of Earthsea. And
oh god! But that was done by the bad. That was done by the bad one, not the good one.
It was done by his son.
Yeah, the bad one.
But okay, fine. Again, Arrietty.
Yeah, all right.
I'm pretty sure was his, and I was brought out my skull with that, and yeah. So it's possible, but I don't know. Like, it's entirely down to what for me, it's down to what the AniTubers talk about, and more often than not, the AniTubers talk about the independent stuff over the AAA stuff. Yeah, you know, they've seen more than enough tournament shows. They've seen more than enough just Shonen Jump stuff in general, right? And they just won't touch it. Hell, you know, it's just down to their tastes and opinions, and a lot of the AniTubers, they've been in this game for so goddamn long, they will typically just avoid talking about the AAA stuff, and they'll just talk about the independent stuff.
Speaking of shonen, like tons of Shonen Jump stuff and like isekai stuff and all that sort of thing, is there a problem with AAA companies flooding the market?
Is there a problem with AAA companies flooding the market?
Yeah. So like,
I think you're gonna have to elaborate.
So like, isekais are so popular right now. You can't turn around without finding another one. And a lot of them are produced by AAA companies. You know, you got a lot of Kadokawas, a lot of Is that a problem? You know, does that hurt the anime market when there's so many of the same type of show? You can turn on the TV and just be like, oh, I've seen this before in so many times. I don't want to watch it now. You know,
what say you, Loz?
It's just the certain thing for certain times. Isekais are just the thing at the moment. You know, there's times when it was idol shows. There's times when it was tournament fighters. There's times when it was mech shows were the big thing. There was times when it was magical girls. You know, these things come in spades and are just popular at different things. Who knows what the next thing will be? Cooking show.
So would you say? I mean, that's kind of
underwater basket weaving.
So would you say that it's going to happen regardless? But you know, not every isekai can be the best isekai out there. But there's no harm in just producing more.
As long as people are watching it and it's fine. You know, it's not offending any. Well, no, don't care if it's offending people. No, as long as people are watching it and they're able to put it out there and people watch it and they make money, so they can keep putting out more things. Then there's free market. You know, do what they want.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it chokes some of the creativity out of the market for that period. Because like if somebody comes along with a really interesting show, but it's not an isekai, the company might say, nope, gonna pass on that.
Oh, well, you get that in all industries. I mean, it's like, I know, obviously, for probably a lot of our listeners, obviously know about Warframe, the history of Warframe, and it's like, right, we want to make a sci-fi, it's probably 2004, was it? We want to make a sci-fi game. It's like, I see what you're doing, but can it be World War II?
Yeah.
Right, but no, it's just, look at our pitch. It's a sci-fi epic set in the future. It's like, I'm really going to be game breaking. I see what you're saying, it's a nice video, but could it be World War II?
And there's going to be German, be Russian soldiers.
But Call of Duty came out, and Call of Duty sold. People bought that. So if we set things in World War II, people will buy it because it's also World War II. It's like, that's not why people bought Call of Duty at all. But it's the same thing with at the moment we get with the movie market. It's everything is superhero films. But there's also it's interesting you're saying about diluting and things. I do remember when Marvel, whatever phase bore that they're in now, when it was like phase 2 and it was like it couldn't do no wrong and each film was just amazing and just adding to the super mythos. There was talk of like, oh my god, we can't let it'd be bad if Justice League is a bad film, before that came out. And it's like, we don't people. There was I remember reading articles or some articles about it, like saying that they didn't want DC to do bad, and it was in Marvel's interest for DC not to do bad because that will hire people out of superhero films.
Yeah.
But it's got to be good competition. There's no point in having terrible films because that will just turn people off superheroes for Marvel when Marvel are doing so well.
Yeah.
So there's that view of things as well. But it's just like as long as they want to put it out and it's not illegal and they got the money to do it, just do it. It might find a market, it might not. And I don't like this whole pandering and swapping for things. Like, no, it's like if it's popular and it gets popular because it's a unique thing, let it be. Like I remember the big thing from years ago of the inverse of this. Obviously, you're saying about loads of isekais at the moment in video games. I remember the time when it was like, oh, no one wants survival horror anymore. No, you can't do survival horror anymore. Yeah, you make it an action game. Make it an action game. Everyone's buying all the action games. Make your unique game with its unique little niche audience that are definitely going to make your money back. But no. But we want more people. Make action game out of it. And then you get the independent things like or less well known smaller studios making things like the amazing thing that was Amnesia: The Dark Descent. It was like, oh, we're just going to make a small horror game. Oh, look, it exploded.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who knows? I do find this is the thing, obviously, with publishers and things and producers. They have no idea what people really want most of the time. They go, right, can you just make what you did last time and make money for us? And sadly, that works for a lot of it. And even people are able to, for some reason, willing to put up year on year with rubbish just because it bears the brand name, which is terrible. But yeah, it is terrible.
People watch isekais until they get sick of them, and then they will fade into obscurity. And even if you like isekais, you'll have a hard time finding them. That's just the way it is.
No, that's not true because we still get mech shows and still some good mech shows. It'll fall in, and then people will only make an isekai if they have a good idea of what they want to do. It's like, oh yeah, I like the idea of isekai. Haven't seen isekai in a while, but it's going to be different because I've got this cool idea. And if they manage to get out there and it's really unique, it could do well.
Well, it's interesting you say this because the term isekai wasn't popularized until
Sword Art.
Sword Art.
Yeah, I mean, but isekai shows still existed for the longest time. We still had things like Inuyasha, Escaflowne, but Konosuba was a isekai before the term or before the genre isekai was established. It is an isekai. But it's that's the gist of it, and there's nothing wrong with quote unquote flooding the market. I remember the number of shows. I can't remember. I don't know what it was between isekais and high school shows. But there were so many shows where it was set in a high school and all the events were happening to high school kids while attending school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's one thing I will give isekai credit for. I think it was isekai was the what came after it, the fad that came after it. But when
I suppose you had like Haruhi Suzumiya's and your
Erased. God, there was one I can't remember the name of, where it was these couple and they had like superpowers, and again they were in high school. It was always in sodding high school, and like, oh my god! And one of the reasons why I like Kobayashi so much is it's more of like they're in their adult life, more than anything else.
Yeah.
So that's kind of haunting. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
That Attack on Titan image. It's just like, I'm looking at you. Sorry,
I mean that is pretty good.
Clearly.
It is pretty good for Attack on
Titan.
Okay,
here's a brilliant one for overhyped and milking the shit out of. It's Attack on Titan, right? You know, season 1, season 2, season 3, part 1, season 3, part 2, season 4, the final season, part 1, season 4, the final season, part 2. So, like, oh my god, just fucking end it.
But I also don't really like it because it was obviously really popular at first. It was really good, and then obviously I don't know, they tried to let the manga catch up. But instead of doing it like the manga's finished now for ages, like there's no reason for them to just you're right, they're milking it now. It's just like that was the delay early on because they for some stupid reason wanted the manga to get ahead for I don't know why. And now then it finished and it's like right, we'll just freaking finish the show. Oh no, we have to. It's a big name. We have to milk it. We have to milk every second that we can.
Yeah,
I can understand wanting the manga to get ahead because you don't want to end up with another Full Metal Alchemist situation where you veer off into strange directions
and make it wrong
but
like,
although in the case of Attack on Titan, maybe it would have made it right.
I think Attack on Titan should just finish, but the problem is that, I mean, did they actually seriously hold off production just so that they could wait for to give the manga an opportunity to get ahead, Loz?
I assume why? There's no other reason why. I mean, I unless it's something like One Punch Man, where they just had to go between studios or something, which I don't know. I haven't looked it up, but there must be some reason why. I don't get why. It just, for me, I remember watching the original stuff and it was coming out and it was good, and then it just stopped.
So I know that it normally takes like 2 to 3 years to produce a 12-episode series, right? It really depends on the size of the studio, the production quality, all that sort of stuff. But again, some Manitubers went to like JC staff and things like this, and they sat down and they talked and, like, you know, what does it take to produce a show? And they did say it takes roughly 2 years, right? But Attack on Titan is something that companies like producers want to get out into the people's mind, keep it there, like My Hero Academia, on a yearly basis. Right? They want to make sure that it's always fresh and alive in people's minds, year in, year out. And with Attack on Titan, I don't know if it was the first major one that I'm aware of where each season was made by a different studio. Right? So, I mean, I'm more than prepared to
Is that true?
I know Mappa took on, I think it was season 4. So, Attack on Titan.
We'll do it live.
Do it live. So the first one was done by Wit Studio. The second one was also Wit Studio. Third one, Wit Studio. Fourth one, wait, no. Oh, that's the other one. Wit Studio. Final one, Mappa. Okay,
so for part 4, essentially.
So part 4, sorry, the final season is Mappa. The other 3 were actually done by Wit Studio, so I got that wrong. Where? Yeah.
That's weird. That's so weird.
What, that they'd actually split up like this?
Yeah, I know it happens. It's happened more than once. I mean, like One Punch Man, right? They switched up between season 1 and 2.
I think a big thing about that is the fact that what's the name of the company? Madhouse are not known for doing multiple seasons of something. So this is done by Mappa, and whenever part 3 comes out, there's also Mappa. Yeah. So you know, it's. And I think the production company, the producers wanted to continue doing One Punch Man, but they didn't want to go in the same direction, right? They're like, you know, the animation studio just went like, nah, we'd rather not. We'd just rather not. which I like. I like a lot that they have the opportunity to just turn around and just say, no, we'd rather not go down this avenue, right? That they have the opportunity to. Whereas, well, it's more like in America where, you know, if they can renew for another season, they'll jump at the chance.
Yeah.
Because it's so much easier to continue it
than to start
than
a
to
whole
find
new
other
IP.
work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we finished the topic. Have we finished the topic? Bit of a shorter episode. So let's round.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's right. So that's that. Personally, the shows themselves, it is what matters. I don't think that it's particularly fair to, shun any particular show without judging it via its own merit. But I do think that American-produced shows, produced not distributed, are not as great in terms of production value compared to stuff that is just distributed from Japan. Why are you giving?
I don't know if that's entirely true. What about oh gosh, what was the name of it? The superhero one recently, Invincible. That one had
Amazon
pretty good.
One.
Yeah, that one had really good production values.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's like. Also, that's now in production hell.
Oh no!
Yeah, seriously, there's a huge fallout because the writer
made too much money. So sad when that happens.
Yeah, he made too much money, and all the illustrators and everything were just completely phased out of the whole project. So they're not credited, they're not anything.
Ooh.
And also, it's Amazon. We probably won't see a second season for like another 27 years or something. Look at what happened to The Tick. Right?
Oh yeah.
So good luck seeing a second season for that. Need to make it cheaper.
All right, well.
Read the comics of Invincible. Right,
Yeah.
cool. Should we go into the supporter questions then?
Sure.
Cool, right. Zrugel says, before I read out Zrugel's question, I just want to ask our lovely audience to smash that like button and leave a comment down below. I promise we read each and every comment. We do.
And often I respond.
It brings us great joy before we actually start recording.
Yeah.
So Zrugel also says, I recently heard of an animal called a sable. Would you get me a 1 to 10 rating on how cute you think they are? Can you give us the... Right, so this is a sable.
Oh, it's like a little marmot or badger or, part of that whole family.
It's definitely not a fucking badger, I promise. It looks like a cross between a cat and a ferret. And this is quite
or a mink,
clearly... This is clearly a 9 for me. It's so adorable.
Easily.
Can I have a rusty spotted cat, please?
Rusty spotted cat?
Rusty spotted cat.
What is a rusty spotted cat?
I want a rusty spotted cat.
Okay. I feel you're making reference.
No, I want on screen. No, I want you pause if need be. We're gonna get a picture of a rusty spotted cat.
Okay, fine. Pause it. Pause it.
Jeez.
Right. So let's. Right. Okay.
So this is Law's submission. And it is pretty stinking adorable. I don't know if this is full grown, but it's very close. If it's not, it's very close.
No, there's no way on earth that's full grown.
That's nearly full grown.
That's probably a pretty big leaf.
They are the world's smallest cat.
Then what's with the picture of the guy holding one?
That's not necessarily much bigger than this.
Yeah.
That could be a relatively big leaf. You don't know.
Yeah, it is in a forest.
Right. Look at the bloody tree and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, there are big examples and small examples. These are tiny. These are.
That is definitely also oh god, I can't decide if it's a 9 or a 10. I think it might be a 10 just because I'm partial to cats. But oof, that sable is also. I would definitely not mind having a sable.
I think I gotta give the rusty spotted cat a 10.
Yeah, just cause cat.
Yeah. The one that picture of him holding is a black-footed cat, not a rusty spotted cat.
Right. I thought that was the case. I thought that was
a black-footed cat.
Right.
I found that image and it's called a black-footed cat, not a rusty spotted cat.
There you go.
That's why. It's tiny. Freaking tiny.
Yeah. Freaking adorable.
Sorry, Zergle, it's been beaten.
Next we have Chala Thay Chala.
Chala Thay Chala.
Okay, that's nice for you. Says, we've done a lot of reviews on seasons of anime that we've enjoyed. Sometimes a little, sometimes a lot. How often do the cast members find a series they think is potentially terrible, but still watch all the way through to be certain?
I've done that a few times on Netflix because I'll just throw something on and then leave it going and kind of in the background. There was, something about Cagisters. I can't remember the full name of it. But it's like Cagestars, Cagisters. That's how they pronounce it. It's not Cagesters, it's Cagisters, and it's something about giant insects. People turning into giant insects.
I watched like one episode of that, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yep.
I know the one. I know exact one.
I thought it was trash. I watched it all the way through just to be sure. It was still trash. 100%.
I used to watch things all the way through, but now that we're trying to cover as much content as possible, I will just hard drop shit now. Loz?
I think so as well. I used to be like that. I mean, I say it's bad, but I also say it's good, but it's also absolutely terrible. The worst one I can think of that I watched the entire thing of was freaking Macross 7.
What was...
Do you know what that is, Nasuth?
I'm vaguely aware.
We have to defeat the aliens with the power of our music.
Yes, that one. Yeah, never actually watched it. I think I've only heard you talk about it.
Like 52 episodes long. It's like
which was the one that we watched? So it's like the singing, and there was a large joke about it on the internet about space aids. It was because something had like some virus or something.
No, it's Frontier.
Right,
those one, the aliens are different, and that their main brain is in their stomach, not in their head.
Yeah.
But then for us, we have a separate nervous system in our stomach to our head, but it's our head is the important nervous system. But that confuses the aliens because they look at us and be like, oh, these are stupid people. Their stomach brains are terrible. Yeah. And then when they get infected with the space aids, it attacks it goes to your stomach, but it gets confused because it can't control anything, so it attacks your body by trying to control your stomach. And then there's this magical scene where the girl who was made of space aids has to like go to the girl who was like injected with space aids. She has to put her hands over her head to get all the space aids out of her brain and put them in her stomach.
Why does that make me think of late Star Trek to the original series episodes like Spock's brain?
Yes, I love that. That's Macross Frontier. That at least is like it's trying to use. It's like, someone came up with the idea of, we've got a second nervous system in our stomach. Let's try and use that in a show. Oh, I'm trying to be clever. Whereas Macross 7 was just like, music. I love music. Gonna kill aliens with music. Yeah.
Talk about heavy metal.
Okay, so the next the next question from Shayla.
At what point the aliens come up? They have to harvest. You see, the aliens have to harvest like positive energy from people, but that makes them sad. But then they find that music recovers the sad people after they have energy absorbed. So then the aliens like trick the people, the Macross people, with their music attack by making a human farm where they'd suck out the energy, and then the music that was broadcast to them would revitalize them, and then they suck it out again. And I'm like, what?
I see.
I just heard you say that, and I was like, what?
Rubs chin. Yes, indeed. Tell me more.
Anyway, Shayla Thay Shala also says, we've had an official rumors of Konosuba Season 3 way back on May 15th. And the official confirmation has just arrived. For this, as Weebs of Culture, are we grateful?
No, we are grateful.
We are grateful.
We are grateful.
However, How annoyed are the cast when they remember that there is still No Game No Life Season 2?
I still haven't watched Season 1, so it's fine. I'm immune. I'm immune.
Fuck you! I'm gonna ruin that immunity. We're gonna watch it
Immediately after.
Hold on, Loz. Have you watched No Game No Life?
Yeah, good.
I
like it because it's
good.
It's one of these shows that tries to. I love when they win through trickery and not just I tricked you. I saw on your belt clip you had a knife, thus I drank a potion with off screen. It's fuck. Like even like word games and like tricks and playing advantage and like thinking about what your opponent says before the game even said. So even a simple game of I can't remember what games there were entirely in the show, but let's say I know there was like
Noughts and Crosses, tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, it's even like that low, but even I remember the word games they play with the end of a word into the next word.
Oh yes.
And then through early movement, early things of what they said, and they could say like, because it had to be a thing. So then, yeah, I won't spoil it. But
I have. Wait, there she is. I have Jabril.
We can't see
my hand. There's a Jabril. That's how important she is.
It's a
You'll just have to watch the actual episode to see it.
Would you look at that? That is so
Whoa!
amazing.
Oh my god!
Whoa!
Jabril.
Oh my gosh!
I'm in awe of that. Look at that. Just look at that.
I'm just pointing to it on my shelf. I'm not actually bringing it to the camera. Anyway.
Whoa!
Right. And then we have Cruel Nasa Thesis. Is there an anime opening that never fails to pump you up, even if you're in a bad mood? You can limit it to just this season or not, your choice. I have one all the time. It always cheers me up.
Yeah?
Right? It's the intro to the anime Ride Back. It was done by the artist Mel. Same people that did the intro to Black Lagoon. To give you any form of like, oh, this could possibly what it sounds like. I just like whenever I'm in a foul mood, I end up finding myself drawn to that song, and it just chills me out. I also really love the VV intro as well. So, but yeah, sorry, you guys.
I think this season I would have to go with Skeleton Knight. It's just, oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, that's a good intro. Yeah.
I wish that they didn't
have the sound effects.
So early on, because like the first episode was completely clean, no sound effects. But then second episode onwards, they've added sound effects.
Yeah, I can't find a version without them.
This season, your boy Kong Ming.
I still need to start watching that. Oh my god.
You do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loz gets it.
I think I've watched two episodes, and the only reason I haven't watched more is I need to sleep more. Not just had me by the end of the first episode, and it's just amazing. The intro was okay. I didn't think that intro was amazing.
No.
I was
It's
on this season's best intro so far. I think but I would say historic ones that I really like. The Gundam Wing intros were good. I just love the music on them. They're really using that music.
Rhythm of Emotion. Yeah.
Rhythm Motion is brilliant. There's also that same thing for some of the ones with good song, for some of the Naruto openings and the Bleach openings. They had some really good ones.
Oh, Bleach openings were bangers.
Some of the Bleach openings were just freaking
they were so good. Also, Ash Like Snow for oh god, Gundam 00. It was the second opening to.
Yes,
I love that.
Yes, that was a good opening. There was one more I was going to think of. If it was getting pumped, but it used to make me happy. I think it was one of the outros for one of the build fighters. I just loved it. It made me feel good each week. The show would finish and I'd be happy. Then I'd be like, oh yeah, now I get to watch the outro, and the outro made me feel good. So yeah, that was good.
I also the outro to the first season of Overlord, I absolutely love.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
On the regular. Trigun, also Cowboy Bebop Tank.
Trigun Tank, yeah. I think that's the important thing. You've got to get it is enhanced by the visual aspects as well, like even Tank. But you've got to start with a good song. You've got to have a banger.
Yeah, completely agree. Right,
good.
That is it for the supporter questions. We're now going to move on to the comments. Right, so T-Rex Paddock. It is indeed T-Rex Paddock. It is because of the joke / prank based on the reference from the original Jurassic Park movie. It has become a running gag that has been going for about 20 years at this point. So
I like it. It's a great name.
I still want to say Trex. Zerugel says, Bulma? Really? I'm judging you so hard right now. I get your reasons, but I feel like personality is better than accomplishments.
Not got a bad personality.
Right?
No? You think so?
No. I mean, she's headstrong, but she's not obnoxious.
There's nothing wrong.
She's not.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
she's
with
not. She doesn't go around.
She's not Chi-Chi.
She's just headstrong. Oh dear. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. Remember, she has to deal with life and death situations, and she has to deal with a lot of blockheads.
And she does keep her cool a lot of times, you know.
Yeah.
Muffin button. Right. Zerugel also says, I laughed before I had even read that first meme. It's a fine meme format, Nasuth. Their complaining was worth it if nothing else.
And the thing that gets me most, right? Okay, if Nasuth wants to keep using a meme format, they'll moan. That's fine. The thing that gets me is he's able to still keep finding more aspects of that meme format. The people are still making that meme format. Why is it not dead?
Oh yeah, no, it's a daily meme. They keep doing it daily.
It doesn't even make sense.
For fuck's sake.
I mean, Nasuth picking them, that's fine. He's picking what's available. You know, I mean, I know how it is with picking memes. Sometimes you have to
I want to find these people and say, like, could you guys please stop doing this? Because my co-host will not stop fucking recommending.
It's essentially just shower thoughts, right? That they put into an easy meme format.
Oh my god! Right. Yeah. Okay. So speaking about memes, let's move on to the memes. So just to say, we find all of these memes from Reddit, either /good animemes, animemes, or anime memes, or wholesome animemes, or there's a lot of different places. But yeah, so we'll go with Nasuth's first one. God, I hope we don't have a.
No, not this week. No. But maybe one week I'll have all of all six. Just being that meme.
Hopefully we don't have any crossovers because one of us said something earlier.
Yes. Okay. Right. So you offer us yet another waifu, anime / manga industry. Don't act like you're not interested. You're more perceptive than you look.
Yep.
YouTube Shorts.
I do like that one.
You're welcome. People saying an anime is the worst thing ever. Me about to watch it anyways. I'll ignore that.
Yep, fair.
Just talked about that earlier too. It actually works out. You know?
Yep.
Manga, anime, Netflix adaptation. This is another great meme format that I absolutely love.
Oh yeah. That's always great.
Is this One Piece?
No.
Okay.
Just this one.
What the fuck? Yeah.
It's got a moustache. It has a moustache, doesn't it?
I think it does. Yeah, it does.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Oops. Number 5.
Oh.
Jaeger Bone. I don't know. Every time this annoying little shit is on screen, I want to pull my eyes out. Her comedy is awful. She's unbelievably unintelligent. And lastly, she's extremely ugly and therefore very unpleasant to look at. I really hope Wit Studio decides to kill her character off.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been holding on to this one for a little while. It was cool.
Okay.
And finally, Hunter x Hunter fans, after hearing the manga is going again, Berserk fans.
Aww.
Bad days.
Okay.
So what is the current thing on Berserk? Is his son going to take over and do stuff, or is they just going to leave it as a monument to him?
I think they are. I think they are planning to do something. As to what I don't know, but
I did
wouldn't
see
be
a
surprised.
breakdown of the last section that was done, and it is kind of like it's not a fine, it doesn't resolve the story or anything, but like as a sad tribute thing to end on, it kind of would work. It's like
if it ended there, they could do it.
Sort
Okay.
of thing. Yeah, as in like maybe just leave it there because though unfinished, that bit's so good,
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't turn out like Brian Herbert's Dune books, it'll be fine.
Well, the thing is, oh no, actually, I've seen some. Seen some explanations towards. I didn't know how the Dune books ended, and it makes more sense now that at least it ended decently, or maybe I don't know if there's interpretations of the ending, but it does make some sense. But I would say at least the Berserk fans, at least the guy was trying till the end, producing stuff after stuff. Unlike fricking what's his name?
George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, that man is going to die, and it's not like he's trying to get it out. He just doesn't care anymore. And I tell you, the Berserk fans, you can feel the emotion of Berserk fans. The Song of Ice and Fire fans will be like, yeah, we know, we gave up years ago.
Apparently Ice and Fire wasn't even his favorite to begin with. There's another series that he does that he much prefers to write for. I can't remember the name of it though. Yes, let's move on. Let's move on to those memes. Oh dear.
So we got 2005. We have Naruto, Gintama, Full Metal Alchemist, Bleach, Death Note, and One Piece. 2020, we just have One Piece. In 2022, we have Hunter x Hunter, Rising from the Grave. I mean, it wasn't even in the first list, but it was still funny.
Also, I feel the Naruto one should have a child version just polishing the gravestone with its Boruto on it.
Oof. Also, there's also Bleach coming back, but regardless, let's move on.
Bleach is coming back, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Okay, right. So, bear with, right? So, some level of intimacy is expected, because we're family, right? Family is what to you? And then, oh shit. Here we go again. So if you're watching Data Live, you'll get this.
Oh, okay, all right.
So weird.
I was expecting
Nasuth can do a head roll now. That was amazing.
Right.
I was expecting. It
was the pause. It was the bottom right pause. Just like staring at the floor on the bottom right. It was the best. It was like,
right.
I was expecting the Fast and the Furious meme. We're family.
Number 3. All right.
Oh God!
Are you an orphan? Yes. 5 minutes later.
Yes.
Not are you an orphan? It's are you orphan?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes. Are you orphan?
Are you orphan?
Oh, I can see her doing
Best
that though.
Robin ever.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of these, but anyway. Next, when not only is season 3 confirmed, but you're getting your own spin-off. Power Surge! Yeah.
Oh, dangerous to let her have her own show.
Yeah. Then we have the confirmation of season 3. And then you got Mo Sislak from The Simpsons. Not today, old friend. Not today. I don't know why that's in The Simpsons, but it is. I just don't know why. It's so concerning.
Have you not seen that episode? Oh,
I don't remember that episode. Which episode was that?
I don't remember that episode.
I don't remember the name of which one exactly it is, but I know I've seen it.
Well, it's The Simpsons. They're all the same. And then we've got the best one. Kodakawa. Are we happy? Looking inside the briefcase. We've got Konosuba season 3 and the Mega Man spin-off. Oh, we happy.
We happy. Oh, we happy.
I don't know. I just want to point out this Mega Man spin-off, if that's not based on manga. Konosuba works because the dynamic of all the characters.
That's
not
true.
Just Mega Man. I know Mega Man is getting this because Mega Man is just so insanely popular as a character. But I feel it's because she plays off in the dynamic of the characters around her. I just think having a spin-off, it might not work. It's you can't just go, that character popular, make spin-off.
I get where you're coming from, but I think it's entirely dependent on how they work with it. So, they might actually have Yun with her. They might have other...
Oh, some of the other Crimson Demon Lords. Oh, yeah.
Eyes. Isn't it Crimson Demon Eye?
Crimson Demons. Just Crimson Demons,
Yeah, so they might have more from
did you guys
the movement.
The Konosuba game is doing a... is it wrong to pick up Girls in the Dungeon 3's collab right now?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to get back into that
Play
game.
more mobile games.
Sadly, even though I threw loads of things at it, I got what's the sword girl called?
Fuck.
Sword girl.
What's her face?
What?
Got what's her face, and I got Darkness dressed up as what's her face, but I just can't pull Aqua dressed up as what's Hestia.
Oh, the struggles of getting your harem.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Well. So next week we're looking at doing fandoms. This is a topic suggested by Nasuth, so we'll see how that works. I'm pretty sure it'll be which show's better. So who could beat Goku?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Right. But we'll see how that turns out. And then, yeah, so that's it for this week's episode. Thank you all for watching / listening. And now it's time to bottoms up and Kanpai!
Bye. Got another drink.
He's actually drinking. It's too late to drink.